This is the beginning of the podcast. It's where we start. It's when we begin to talk. So, I have a disciplinary problem, and I need your guys' advice on how to handle it.
You've seen how I handle
Well, this is a
workers with
unique.
problems.
This is a very unique. This is probably one of the most unique disciplinary problems in my history in landscaping.
Wow. In all
So,
35,
I mean,
40 years.
and also I want you to think about some of the stories I've told on this podcast.
Like the brain one from last one.
I mean, I want you to think about some of the things that I've said and stories that I've told, and say that this is a unique situation. So a client called me tonight. Now, mind you, this client wasn't complaining about this situation. He was just telling me about the situation. Wasn't complaining at all. But I feel like this situation may need to be addressed. So maybe you guys say to me, ignore it. It's no problem. The client didn't mind. Or the client's not complaining about it, so we don't need to address it. I feel like we do. So the client's on the job, talking to the guys working. And he's talking to one of the guys about some cutting that's going to go on or something. And in the conversation, somehow it develops that our staff member needs to show our client naked pictures on his cell phone of his side chick.
Oh.
So I'm not, like, the client wasn't, crazily upset by the situation.
Oh. That's a situation.
That is.
That's wow.
That's a wild situation.
What makes somebody think they should do that?
Yeah, what?
That would be a good basis for the conversation.
I would start with that question.
And then why would you do it at work, and why would you do it for a client?
Is this the same the plow guy?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about that on the podcast.
We didn't talk about that, so
didn't.
I just
but it's a guy. It's it's not one of the. I guess we'll eliminate the female members of our staff, which it could be anyone.
Yeah, I suppose.
So do you guys think I should take disciplinary action, ignore the situation, or do something?
I wouldn't ignore it.
After this, there's going to have to be a line in your company policy to address this.
Well, that's a good point. In defense of the action, Chad is coming to the defense of the individual. There's no policy
really
about show. Well, no, I feel like you jumped. I feel like you jumped on the defensive. Immediately jumped on the defensive. There's no policy about showing naked pictures of the side chick to the fucking client. I feel like Chad should be the lawyer. You should be the HR person.
The defendant.
Thanks, Noodle. I hope to never have to encounter this problem. I'm going to write it into my company policy so that I never encounter this problem.
You had posted in the one group chat that you hired 2 new guys. This should be the first thing you say to them.
I think they're both married.
Well, obviously this person is too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they can't be showing photos of anybody naked while on the job site.
I feel like
has this worker been with you a long time?
A while.
Do they know better?
No, I think that. No, I don't. I don't think this worker knows better.
Do they listen to the podcast?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they know how to operate podcast. Here's a better story.
A better story than that.
Oh, I don't. Well, I think it might be a better story. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll judge the stories. 1 versus 1. You guys pick the winner. I'm impartial. We were on a big job I was doing where there might be some pools. We had a site trailer and people would have lunch in it. And there was one guy, older guy, and he would sit down to have lunch, and he would spend all of his lunch watching porn with the sound on.
Where, where are you finding these guys?
He didn't actually work for me. He was just there. But do you think that story is more outrageous, or the first story is more outrageous?
I think that's more outrageous.
What?
No.
You don't think
Anybody
so?
can watch porn with the sound on. Not anybody can
In a
show.
public place while everyone's eating lunch?
See, I look at the
know.
first story as the client doesn't know who this person is, so it could be just anybody, right? That he's showing pictures of.
Have you not
That's
been
true.
around enough construction workers to know that watching porn on their lunch would possibly be something that they would do?
I'm going to say I have never watched porn, and if I had, I would just say I have never watched porn in my life at lunch on a construction site.
Yeah, but can you see how other construction workers might?
Oh,
Like-
oh yes, I can.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
that's
that big a stretch from reality.
yeah. So I think that's more common than showing naked photos to the client.
No, I was saying what's more outrageous.
Oh. It's more unacceptable, I think, to show the client
That's still not answering the
to
question.
me. Yeah, it's more outrageous to show that's my answer.
Okay,
Final answer.
so Mike, in the neighborhood where you work in Kitchener, if one of your staff members busted out some nude pictures and started showing them to the clients, what kind of reaction do you think the clients would have?
I think that they would be shocked and appalled. It might be a trip to the hospital for them real quick.
Do you think that the guy with the pond, if you sent someone over there and said, listen, while you're there servicing the pond, also show him some nude pictures, you might finally be rid of that guy? Do you think that's
so.
a possibility?
Yeah, I think I could get out of that real quick.
I actually agree with Chad that I think being in a place in your life where you're at work and the client's with you and you think showing them nude pictures is the thing to do, I think that's a more outrageous place than sitting down to watch porn on full volume at lunch.
I think of the people of like the number of people affected. And in that first story, it's just the client, which indirectly affects you as the business owner. But in that second story, there's numerous people on site there that were affected by whatever they heard.
I also think there's a lot of construction workers that wouldn't be affected by that. They just let it like just another day. Oh, there's Joe again watching porn on lunch. Like, yeah.
Do you think? So I can tell you my reaction to the second experience. My reaction was to look over and say, "Yo, bro, are you logged on the Wi-Fi? Don't burn your data. The code's right on the wall."
You had a Wi-Fi for like?
Yeah, in the site trailer there was Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that would keep a lot of workers from working to their full potential if they were on Wi-Fi instead of landscaping.
Well, it was lunch.
Yeah, I suppose, but is it only in the trailer, or can you also get it outside the trailer?
I don't know. It was this wasn't yesterday. I don't know the range of the Wi-Fi that was in the trailer.
But I bet the guys
100%.
did. If you would ask the workers, they would know exactly how far the Wi-Fi goes.
They may know.
On that site.
I agree. That's true. They may know. They absolutely might know.
So what was your reaction to the client telling you this?
I said, great.
Your reaction, I would assume it's along the lines of, oh yeah, I've seen those before.
No. I said, that sounds about par for the course. And he said, yeah. I said, how were the pictures? What else are you going to say?
I would have said, you're not getting billed for that. Don't worry.
We charge extra for pornography?
That's
amateur pornography. It's not even like fucking professional pornography.
What's your plan of action now that you know about it? Are you gonna?
I feel like I
Right.
feel like a conversation is necessary to
Yeah,
set some boundaries. I
absolutely.
somewhat agree with your point that there's no rule against, like, we don't have an outline of expectations for client communication, which maybe is the good thing that comes out of this, is that we need to create an outline of expectation for client communication.
Yeah.
Um, because we don't, I mean, obviously this is what I would consider to be an extreme case of
Oh,
client
absolutely.
communication,
Yeah.
but I still think that it is a good lesson that we should maybe deal with some client communication issues, or maybe have some sensitivity training, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I to the point that you don't really know, did the picture just come off the internet too? There's
And
no proof.
why is he showing it regardless of who the photo is of? It's not necessarily great that you're showing the client that
I don't think
photo,
there's anything good.
right?
Not like
Like,
saying not necessarily great. I think it is necessarily not great. That I I think that it was the right client. Like, if you were going to pick a client, that out of the clients we have, it might have been the right client for the job.
was it a Nancy Green
But
client?
no,
Okay.
it was
There's
not an.
no good that comes out of him
Yeah,
showing that. Like, what was he expecting to get?
There's no,
at very best, he would get a high five from the client.
Yeah.
At worst, he could lose his job. Like, was the high five so worth it
that
that,
was you could lose your job.
like,
I I feel like sometimes people's brains just make really poor decisions in the heat of the
uh,
moment. In the heat of the moment, poor decisions are made.
This isn't something that's heat of the moment though. This is like this required some forethought. Because like heat of the moment is like you need to make a game time decision right then and there, and sure, you could be wrong, you could be right. This is like, if this was heat of the moment, he just had nothing else to say to the client, so he said, hey, look at these.
But he could have just said nothing to the client and wandered off.
yeah, absolutely.
Game
Or
time decision, right?
he
Heat of the
could have
moment.
potentially been working. That's also something that he could have been doing. He could have been cutting or wheelbarrowing or carrying pavers, or, I mean, shoveling, greasing
Well,
a machine. There is so many things you could be doing other than showing naked pictures to the client. Like,
do,
there's at least 1,000 things on the jobs. How many things do you think you could list before you got so desperate for something to be doing on a job site that show naked pictures to the client came up? 2,000, 3,000 things? Where do you think that that falls in the list? For me, I don't even know if it would
that's
make the
yeah.
list, because it probably wouldn't even occur to my brain that at some point it's a good idea to show naked pictures to the client.
So when I had a newer employee and I had to run to get some supplies really quick, and it took me longer than expected, and I gave him something to do and he finished it, and I got back and he was like running around the driveway, and I was like, what were you doing there? He's like, oh, I was trying to capture this spider. Now I'm just happy that he was doing that as opposed to doing what your employee was doing, because I'd rather have the client look out the window and see that as opposed to the other thing.
There's a there's a video on the Lake Ridge YouTube channel where it's shot from inside the client's house, and the clients are sitting at their their dining room table, and one of the staff members is stripping in the backyard.
Mm.
I guess that's almost on par.
Uh,
Although it was a joke for a video, so they knew that going
yeah.
in. They weren't they didn't wander by the window and there was a guy waving a towel around in the backyard. Like, they didn't know what was going down, I guess.
Hmm. If they knew it was for a video, that's a different story.
It's a
This is,
different story.
I think so. Was your worker on client's Wi-Fi whenever? You showed him the naked photos
I don't think so. I think the client has been smart enough to not release the Wi-Fi code.
to the workers while they're on
But
site.
there is at least at least 1,000 things that you could be doing productively on a job before that. Because there really is nothing productive there.
Absolutely.
I don't see how it drives production forward at all.
I'm
No.
trying to think, and I can't come up with anything.
No.
No.
I agree. I don't think any of us can come up with anything here.
I'm going to make a note of that and tell the guys tomorrow that under no circumstances are you to show any photos
Can
to the
you
client.
do like a speech on Instagram? Under no circumstances, dude. Listen to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast for more information about what the fuck we're talking about.
Maybe I can do so. I haven't been big on stories this week. Like I've
Been too
been
busy.
I've been trying to get things done. It's hard to be a social media personality and a landscaper at the
Influencer.
same time. Yeah. Well, I'm never said I was an influencer.
I have struggled this week equally because Cody is away, so I'm doing the work of 2 bin trucks with 1 bin truck because I'm a hero.
Hmm.
And I can do that. Actually, I can't. I'm terrible at it. But we're struggling our way through people's holidays so that we can go full force come May 1st.
How's that working out? Like, are you going to be able
For
to
me,
deliver on your
person,
promise to get all these jobs done before May 24?
no.
No.
We are.
Last week it was you didn't have enough work, you didn't know what you were going to do. Now you're swimming
I
in it.
still don't.
and you
No,
don't.
I'm not saying we're swimming. Maybe I underestimated the amount of work we had. Maybe that's more likely what was going on. It's a real topsy-turvy season this year.
It is. It's something different this year. It's
Something's
not in a
the
bad
air.
way. It's just it's weird.
I did price a bunch of commercial work for university, and they called me back and said that we have the one job and that they have 3 or 4 other things they want us to do. So I have a meeting on Friday. So I felt like that was pretty positive.
Yeah,
Nice.
One of
definitely.
the jobs they wanted me to look at was planting 3,500 trees.
Nice.
I was like, I
That's
feel like
right up
that
my
could
alley.
take. I feel like that could take us a long time.
How big are the trees?
I don't know, even if they were small.
Uh, we put out a price last year to plant like 500 trees or something like that, but they're all like potted trees, right?
Yeah, but
And
how long did you think it would take?
a couple days. If you're just augering them in, you can do like
I thought you weren't
easily.
allowed to use the auger.
Had
For
the
these
hand
little
shovel.
for the little trees, this is a snow dump job, so
Hmm.
no one's around to see. No, you're just augering little potted trees in. We can do that. I wouldn't do it to like a ball and burlap tree.
You have to water them afterwards.
We have to hydro seed the whole thing, so um, I'd
Wouldn't
assume
hydro seeding in between 500 little trees be a big pain in the ass?
no. You just coat the trees. Just let that seed fly.
I used to hate
Nice.
when people coated white pines because they just die.
No, it's just a little bit of seed
Oh,
and
the white
paper
pines
mulch.
used to just immediately die.
Really, eh?
Oh,
I
yeah.
hear they're not good to plant those in the fall.
White pines?
Yeah,
I like white pines because they're not prickly,
soft.
soft and smooth, just like
Yeah.
me. Smooth, soft.
Yeah, heavy.
So I feel like there's been an up. I feel like there's been an uptick.
In work.
Yeah, I feel like I had a lead come through the website, so that was a big
Wow.
deal. Yeah,
Hmm.
that was a good one.
SEO.
No, I think we should review the SEO maybe one day.
We should.
I went to America.
You went to America. What was in
Yeah,
America?
A soccer tournament.
Oh,
That's the only time I really go anywhere.
Hmm.
If there's a soccer involved somehow. So I went to America. They asked me when I crossed the border, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a podcaster.
no way.
No, I told them I was a landscaper.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I was going to take the Veloster because we were driving to New Jersey, and the Veloster is obviously good on fuel. And then I said to Kelly, "Oh, the engine light came on in the Veloster." And she said, "Oh, are you still going to take it?" I said, "Yeah, it's fine." Well, I wanted to take my pickup truck, but Paisley told me my pickup truck is an Ontario only vehicle. It doesn't go out of the province because it's too old and fucked up. So then I was going to, anyways, the buy and sell of this is I was going to take the Veloster, and the last second, Kelly was like, "I'm going to clean up my truck. You're going to take my pickup truck. Don't take the Veloster." I said, "Great." Kelly was driving the Veloster the next day, and the brake lines exploded because it's some kind of
Ooh.
corrosion recall.
Ooh.
So I'm very happy that didn't happen in the state.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Have you ever been in a car when the brake lines like exploded? It's kind of scary.
I bet.
Yeah, to blow through a brake line. Ugh.
if you just keep filling them with fluid, it's one time we had a truck at the original place I worked, and you had to top up the brake fluid every 5 times you touched the brakes. So you touch the brakes 5 times, then you'd have to get in, top of the brake fluid, and you'd try to not touch the brakes in traffic and just roll because filling the brake fluid on the shoulder sucked ass.
Holy.
I drove it like that for months.
Wow. That's
Have I ever told the story of the truck without the windshield here on this podcast?
I think so. The work
I
truck.
think I
told a
have.
few
Yeah, I think I have
stories.
told that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
the one that
where it
we
caved in?
yeah
While you were
caved in,
driving, is that the
while
one?
we were driving. Yeah. So then we just kicked it out and drove the truck with no windshield for 2 months
Oh my God.
till
My
layoff.
goodness.
Those were the days, man. That's like I said last week. I feel like I came in on the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, times were good and then I came in on the end of it and now times are regulated.
Like
Now you can't even show naked pictures to the client.
you can't
Fuck. No one would have even batted an eye at that before. You used to be able to roll.
Would you have printed out a picture or like a
No,
Polaroid
you
back
would have
then?
you would have bought a
didn't.
magazine, man. Look at it.
How was your side chick in
You're
a
so young.
magazine?
Oh, okay, it wouldn't have been that. It would have just been like you would have just got out a penthouse. This Playboy's too classy for a landscaper. So you would have busted out a penthouse and you used to find you'd go to like the job site, you'd be doing a cleanup, and there'd be the ratty penthouse laying on the ground that someone had thrown, and it was all wet. It was all stuck together. Kill the pages.
Disgusting. My goodness.
What? That you found a penthouse on the job site in a puddle?
It wouldn't.
Well, I
they
thought it
wouldn't
was
be-
wet for a different reason. So
Your
You
brain
painted that
obviously went.
picture.
Your brain went there, not mine.
They wouldn't be asking for the public Wi-Fi password. They'd be asking for the public.
Back in the day, you used to be able to buy a bag of day olds and enjoy it. There's no bags of day olds anymore. No one does that shit.
No.
Used to be able to.
Yeah.
While I was in America, I ordered a coffee with 1 sugar, and they gave me a cup of boiling water, and that's it.
Wow.
Did you say a coffee with 1 sugar or like a small 1 sugar? Like, did you actually said coffee?
I said coffee black 1 sugar because I know that if you say 1 sugar, they'll put milk in it anyways. Because everyone takes some kind of milk or cream. So I said coffee black 1 sugar, and they gave me a cup of boiling water.
Old ladies drink boiling water with lemon. But
I've never heard of anyone drinking boiling water with lemon.
Oh, it's an old French lady thing. They all do that.
Really?
Yeah, after dinner they'll have a cup of boiling hot water with a little lemon squeezed in it.
Why?
I don't know. It's an old French lady thing.
What does it do for them?
I don't know.
Lemon's supposed to be good in water for you. Inflammation, things like that.
I despise lemon in anything but lemonade.
I like
don't
lemon.
put lemon on my fish or in my salad or something. Oh,
I like that.
no way.
Do you like lemon meringue pie?
No, I don't like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like lemon meringue pie? It's got
Oh,
meringue.
that's gross.
It's the worst kind of pie.
Yeah, it's got to be the worst for sure.
Yeah.
No. Anything with rhubarb in it is the
No,
worst.
strawberry rhubarb. Give me some of that. I'll eat that over lemon meringue any
Who
day.
the fuck wants rhubarb? Give
I
me a
choose
break.
rhubarb over lemon meringue pie.
To
Well,
rhubarb's credit, though, I've never actually eaten it, so it might be good.
clients love to offer you rhubarb.
I was gonna say that. I get bags of rhubarb more than I get anything else from clients.
What do you do with them?
I throw them out. I just feel rude to not accept their rhubarb, so I end up taking it, I guess.
What do you think the clients think you're going to do with the rhubarb?
I
They're
have no
looking at you-
idea.
The clients think you're
outside-
going to go home and dip it in sugar and enjoy it.
Can you just eat it raw? I think it has to
Yeah.
be cooked, doesn't it?
No.
Oh,
I've had clients offer me like a bushel of rhubarb and a bowl of sugar. Like they
Really?
just put it out front on their porch while you're working. They're here. And they expect you
Where
to.
do you live?
I feel like rhubarb is an old person thing.
It is an old person.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty old. I don't like rhubarb.
Well, one of these days you're going to wake up with a hankering for rhubarb and
I won't
boiled
eat
water
it.
with lemon.
You know why I wouldn't eat it? I wouldn't eat it because it looks like red celery to me.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
And
It does.
I don't want my celery to be red. I want it to be green or translucent. But I do not want it to be red. And so I've never eaten rhubarb or eaten any pie with rhubarb in it.
Hmm.
Apparently Mike
Okay.
says I'm too busy focused on the lemon meringue, and Mike says I'm missing out on the rhubarb.
Yeah, strawberry rhubarb. It's good. It's not my go-to for pies, but it's definitely good.
I was dropping a bin off last week at a client, and first they gave me 2 bottles of water because they were very appreciative of the bin. And I actually needed some water. So I was like, thanks, man. I really like this water. And after I put the bin down, they handed me an extra large regular coffee and said, we got this for you.
Oh,
And I mean, that was a nice thought, but the coffee
Yeah,
was
but the
ice
coffee-
cold. And I don't-
never.
I don't think they bought it for me. I think they bought it, had it, and then said, we'll give it to the bin guy to suck up to him.
If they give you the waters first and then
They
let
gave
you
me
drop the
waters
bin,
first.
yeah, and then
They
they
gave me the
looked
water
around for
first.
something else to give you, saw the coffee, and passed it on to you.
And then the next day they gave me more waters.
But no iced coffee.
They apologized for not having a extra large regular for me because obviously they knew that's what I like.
I couldn't drink that either. I can't have sugar in my coffee.
Really?
Yeah. 1 milk, that's it. Just cut the bitterness.
Why would I mean you're so close to drinking it black and getting street cred?
I don't need any more cred.
You need a lot of street cred, bro. I'm not trying to be that guy, but someone had to tell you sometime.
Hey, I'm more than content with the way I'm living my life.
How do you drink
I'm
coffee, Mike?
Doing it for me.
Recently black for about the past 6 months, but
Why?
used to be regular. 1 cream,
Why-
1 sugar.
Why did you switch to black? Because you wanted street cred?
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. I need street cred.
Why did you legit switch?
Just at home, I didn't want to buy any more cream because I can't go through enough cream to justify that much coffee. But
How
it's
much
just
is
more
cream?
convenient. How much is cream? It's only like $3.99 or something.
So you changed everything about how you drink a beverage because you didn't want to spend $3.99.
No, it's not about spending $3.99. It's about
The room
so
in
I
the
made the
fridge?
transition from cream to milk to nothing. So then cream, I wouldn't use the whole carton before it went bad, before it spoiled. And then I went to milk because we've always got milk. And then I stopped using milk because it also would go bad before I could use it. And now I'm all black.
You guys are not a dairy-based family.
No.
You got to support the dairy farmers, man. Do you at least eat cheese?
I love cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you supporting the dairy farmers, Chad?
Yeah. Well, obviously milking my coffee. We are a cheesy family. We like cheese here. We actually talked today about getting chickens for the yard. I think that might be in our future. So I was watching YouTube videos on chickens. We have the space. And as far
Chickens
as
for your yard at home or chickens for the yard at work?
no, the at yard at work.
So you're gonna start selling eggs at the roadside?
No, I think like we have a fridge at the yard, right? So like if we can,
So most places they don't refrigerate eggs.
Yeah.
no, really?
It's
Really?
they get washed. They have like a protective coating on them or something, and they get washed, and then you need to refrigerate them. So in
Oh,
mass production, they need to be refrigerated.
hmm. So I've heard like one chicken can do like 1 or 2 eggs a day. That makes sense. That seems like a lot for what they consume. Like if they're only eating little seed and stuff, mealworms and stuff like that,
Do you want my
that's
opinion on
a
this?
big
or no?
egg. Yeah, of course.
I think this sounds like a tremendous pain in the ass that you will come to regret very quickly.
I think so too.
But if
Because
you
you can
don't
buy
like it,
eggs, you can buy eggs for $2
I thought wasn't there a big fiasco about how eggs are
in
ridiculously expensive?
California, because California is always a big
See,
fiasco.
my wife buys the eggs. I don't know how much they cost.
Well, maybe they are expensive. My wife buys the eggs too. We should get Matt Beam on this podcast because he has chickens and sells eggs, and he could break it down for you. He could put
Is it worth?
he could
yeah.
put Mike's software to work on the chicken egg business.
Yeah.
See if he's making a profit.
Yeah.
We want to do.
I
like,
was talking to someone who's using your software and giving it rave reviews, Mike.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
And it wasn't
Rave
me?
reviews. It was not you, so I took it more seriously than when you tell me how great it is. I just wanted to let you know it got very good reviews.
That's great to hear.
I knew that you would be happy because it didn't come right from you; it came from someone else.
Awesome.
We should definitely have Matt on to talk about the chicken situation. He is a hobby. Do you follow Matthew?
Yeah.
So you know he's a hobby farmer.
I know I've seen the egg stories. I
Yeah.
didn't know it extended beyond that. I didn't know what else does he have? Donkeys and
Oh yeah, turkeys, donkeys.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh
It's
yeah.
turkey hunting season in
It's a
Ontario.
complex over there. Ducks. He had a lot of ducks.
Wow.
He had pigs. Just a little. I think they're miniature pigs though. There was goats. Yeah.
How do you have ducks? Do they not just fly away?
I think they stay or they clip their wings or I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
You're
why we need
naming
Matt on the
ducks.
podcast.
When I look at that shit that he has going on, I just look at it and say that's a pain in the ass. He loves it. So to each their own. It's like Chad. If Chad wants to build a coop and feed chickens every day and add this to his fucking pick up the eggs and deliver them to people and
Well, no, I'm not delivering them. I'm eating them.
how many eggs a day do you eat?
I could in the winter I easily eat 4 eggs a day. In the summer, I don't have time to cook eggs.
You don't boil them and take them to work?
No. I guess I could.
Do you pickle them?
No. I've never pickled anything.
How do you eat your eggs? How do you guys eat your eggs?
Over hard.
What is that?
Over hard? I've never heard of
I've
anyone
never heard
eating eggs
that
that way
either.
in my whole life.
Really?
It's
I've
a
never-
Cornwall
Yeah.
thing.
Is that how you
'cause
order
nobody
eggs?
else I know orders over hard eggs either. Like I just can't eat a wet egg. Like to me, there's nothing more disgusting than a wet, soggy egg.
So is that over easy?
No, it's over hard.
I have no idea what over hard
It's
is.
well
the
cooked.
yolk is well cooked.
Yeah.
So that's
Just
over.
like Mike likes his steak, but in egg form.
So burn the crap out of
I
it.
would argue with you that is a shitty way to eat an egg, and that it's just a shitty way to eat an egg as you say it is to eat a steak.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
your egg version is me eating a steak. We should go to a
But-
restaurant for breakfast, and you can order the eggs over hard, and I'll order a steak and egg steak well done. and we'll watch the people lose shit together.
Lose their shit on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta go viral. Yeah, for sure. What?
I'll have 2 eggs over hard with a well done steak.
Yeah. That's
So that's when you're making them at home, you make them over hard.
over hard.
You are more skillful than me. When I
Cook
eat
them on
eggs at
one side
home-
and flip it over.
when I eat eggs at home, I eat them scrambled because it's the only way I can make them.
So that's basically an over hard egg, right?
Right.
Just scrambled up.
No, an over hard egg to me
But-
is a white,
Yeah,
white-
it is.
and then you flip it, and the yolk is still contained in the center but cooked all the way through.
Correct.
And
when
then
you do a
scrambled, you'll
scrambled
add some
egg,
milk.
eh, yeah.
I'll tell you something I only tried once, and that was poaching an egg. That was like a fucking disaster for
My
me.
God,
It just,
never.
I wouldn't
Like,
even
it
know
was-
how.
you put them in boiling water.
So that's a boiled egg?
No, it's an egg without
Well,
a
you
shell
crack
in
it and
boiling
then
water.
put it in water.
You crack it? No, that's
It's called
Yeah,
poached
disgusting.
egg.
That's how
You've
they
never
make
had
like
a poached egg?
holidays. Like,
You've
I
never had
love
a poached
hollandaise
egg?
sauce. I've never. I think I have.
Eggs
Oh yeah, on
Benedict.
top of eggs
Isn't-
Benedict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, poached egg. How do you think they made it?
Oh, that's great then. I like it.
It's
awful.
boiled.
No, my God.
I had no idea.
I think you're supposed to. I don't know how they do it. I tried it once, and it was a fucking mess.
Was the water
Pretty
boiling
much like-
before you put it in?
Yes, maybe it's not supposed to.
I
Did
don't
you
know.
stir it?
No, I did not stir it. If I'm in a restaurant, I order eggs over easy.
Over easy.
What's the difference between over easy and sunny side?
Sunny side, you don't flip it. I
don't
do
flip
sunny
it over.
side.
Really?
Yeah, so the whites are a little bit runny, and then the yolk is runny.
I would never eat it like that.
I would
Oh, that's
throw
good
up
stuff.
everywhere.
That's good stuff.
I would not eat it like that.
No.
I need the white part to be cooked, but the yolk doesn't have to be.
You
What
guys
a
aren't
fucking
living.
episode here, guys.
Yeah.
No one tuned in for why you want to talk about some value oriented thing?
No, I got nothing.
There you go.
Well,
Actually-
this was going to
All
be
right.
our ChatGPT episode.
Hold on.
Oh,
If you're ordering an omelet, what are you ordering? Because all breakfast places have standard omelets. What are you ordering? Omelet. Go.
Meat lovers.
I don't know the last time I've had an omelet.
I order Greek. I like feta
Oh,
cheese.
that's
I've
a good-
never
Yeah.
heard of these like pre-built omelets. Usually it's just an omelet, and you
Have
just order an
never been
omelet.
to a restaurant? Oh my god!
I've never heard of meat lovers omelets. I've never heard of Greek omelets.
The Canadian ham and cheddar.
No, you guys are just listing pizzas. I don't know what you're talking about. now.
What?
Oh my god! Seriously, you've never seen like a veggie omelet, a Greek omelet?
No, an omelet's an omelet.
No,
Yeah,
no. A Swiss omelet with like
you
Swiss-
guys must go to some swanky places. You guys dress up suit and ties when you go to these breakfast places?
Oh yeah, all the time.
No.
So what? What episode is this supposed to be?
I don't know, Chad. You had something there?
No, I'm trying to research my little segment there that I told you guys about. Quickly. We'll bring it up whenever
This
the other guy gets brought up.
this show is all about prep. I'm researching the segment that I want to talk about. Right now. It's all about prep work in the podcast business.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing with chat GPPF 743?
So we were gonna do an episode where ChatGPT gives us things to talk about, and we talk about them.
All right, let's go.
So we give it a prompt. Now we're right on the verge of this being our even worst hour. Is there anything else that you guys want to bring up? So we have
I
a
thought
smooth
we
transition.
We didn't start this till 8:00.
Did we? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me bring up ChatGPT.
You didn't even send the link till 7:45. We have a lottery pool at work. I think I might have talked about it.
And you're
And-
behind. You
No,
didn't pay.
I have paid up
Okay.
because I gave the money to Christy and then she pays. But like every week, if we win like $13, I'm like, I need my payout now. But they just sent a thing into the lottery pool chat that each person will get $2.15. Like, what the fuck? I'm
Yeah.
gonna better be paid tomorrow.
Can't they just use that to the next ticket? Until
I'm
you
not
guys hit
sure.
big?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I stayed out of the lottery pool management because I feel like I have enough management things going on. This is like the whole porta potty management thing. I don't want anything to do with it.
Fair.
Did we talk
I-
about the porta potty management at the yard? Probably.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I don't know if we did.
Okay. So everyone wanted a porta potty at the yard. I was of the opinion that we all drive to the yard. No one works at the yard. Just stop at the gas station. I'm happy to pay anyone to stop at the gas station, go to the bathroom. But I lost that argument. And I said, I don't want a porta potty at the yard, not because I care about the cost, but because I don't want to manage a porta potty. And everyone told me there was no management. And immediately, as soon as the porta potty was installed, there was an issue of when should and when shouldn't the heat lamp in the porta potty come on. That required some, and then there was the management of the hand sanitizer and the location. And as I knew what would happen. The porta potty has not required much management this week, so that's good. Pretty happy about that.
Nice.
But
I feel like the season to use a porta potty is pretty limited because nobody wants to go. Well, I suppose. But then the heat lamp is baking all the smell in there while no one's in there all winter long.
I don't listen. I didn't want the porta potty. I wanted to stop at a bathroom, but I lost. So, which is fine. I don't need to win everything. I can't even see the screen. It's so friggin' bright. Okay, what are we doing with chat?
What do you got for us,
Chat
Mike?
GPT.
This is all up to us. We can put anything in here. We can ask it to give us a prompt to talk about in hardscaping and see what it comes up with. We can ask
Sure.
it to give
Let's
us prompts
prompt
for anything.
Let's prompt hardscaping.
So can
we prompt Kid Contractor podcast and see what comes? I'm just joking.
Let's prompt greatest landscaper ever.
No.
Why? This thing knows anything.
Okay, who is the greatest landscaper ever?
Sure.
Try it. Just
Let's
quickly.
Who is the greatest landscaper ever? All right, ChatGPT, work your magic. Oh man, are we gonna read this? Oh no.
Nah, this is stupid. You're right.
Yeah,
That is wrong.
All right.
Andre
It says it's difficult to determine.
Yeah, but none of us even made it.
You thought you were going to be on? I knew I wouldn't be on the list.
Well, I'm sure shit not some
I don't
guy
get
from
along. I
fucking-
don't get along with the media, man. I'm a surly personality. I'm the Tom Barrasso of landscaping. You guys don't even know who Tom
I don't
Barrasso
know.
is. He's an American goalkeeper that's goalie from
Okay,
hockey.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he should be
Yeah.
in the Hall of Fame, but he's not in the Hall of Fame because he was a total dick to every media person that ever came near him in his whole career. And they're the ones that vote on the Hall of Fame. But he deserves to be there. Like he should be. He was a great goalie and an American, which was rare. Anyways, we're totally
Forever
off.
in our hearts.
Can we just type in hardscaping?
So I'm asking, can you give us a talking prompt on a podcast for hardscapers? We're good with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's see what we can talk about here. Here's potential talking prompts for a podcast episode about hardscape. Designing and building the perfect hardscape.
This sounds like a fucking Tigran episode.
Use his name directly.
Fuck off. I don't care.
I guess if we ask it for prompts on hardscaping, it's going to give us legit prompts on
Can
actual
you ask it
hardscaping.
how effective Goat Gang is?
How effective is Goat Gang? Doesn't know what we're referring to. Needs more context.
That's a slap in the face.
How about CGM University?
Should I attend CGM? I think it's
Is that what it
CGU,
is?
no?
I thought it was
No, it's-
CMG.
CMG? Maybe it is.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
MG University. Whether or not you attend depends on your specific goals, interests, and circumstances. But
yeah, but it's not even the right
they refer to it as Computer Measurement Group
Oh,
University. All right, ChatGPT, this is good. Should we ask for a controversial subject for us to discuss?
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So
Can
far,
you
this is a fail.
controversial? Should I
What
start with the
happens-
landscaping subject?
Sure. This is what happens to people listening when you try new things. You
Yeah.
don't.
Here's a potential controversial landscaping subject to discuss. Is traditional lawn culture sustainable? The debate over alternatives to grass lawns. Ooh. Have you guys ever installed artificial turf?
Yeah.
And your
Uh,
thoughts?
I made
The
other people do it.
the architect on the job wanted like it was like a kid's playground, right? And the architect wanted like this big egg-shaped dome so the kids could ride their little trikes up and down. And so we were building it, and this stuff doesn't fold well or like bend well. And the architect's like, no, it has to be bigger. And then we're like, it can't be any bigger. It's the artificial turf isn't going to bend that way. And so it was a big fiasco, but ultimately it was done. And like the way they had it installed with like Trex decking around it, and then you had to like nail it into the decking, and it was just a nightmare.
It sounds super profitable.
Yeah, I have no clue if we made money on that part or not.
You would if you had a program.
If I knew my numbers,
I got a program for you.
I should take you up on that. I really need something.
Can you type in, should I know my numbers?
Okay, so I changed landscaping to hardscaping first here. So potential controversial hardscaping subject. Is concrete hardscaping sustainable and aesthetically pleasing? The debate over concrete versus natural stone. Now, I kind of want to myself move to more natural stonework, and it's
Like,
something that I've been thinking about. Your guys' thoughts on
are you talking like square cut flagstone
yeah,
stuff,
square cut flagstone, and then working towards more natural stone products in my lineup, as opposed to just relying on concrete pavers and things like that.
Why?
Just to have something else in that's good. Just to have something else in my arsenal to be able to design with and to I just haven't done enough natural stone that I have anything in my portfolio to show for it other than the caps that I do. And I love my natural stone caps. So I just want to start to implement more natural stone patios into my portfolio.
For when the client wants a $40 a square foot product instead of a $7 square foot product.
$40 for
I don't
square
know.
cut?
I don't know. I don't know what it costs. I've never done it. Like
Oh,
Banis,
really?
I think it was like up near 12 or $15 a square foot whenever like a modular patio slab was like $5. But honestly, I haven't priced a square cut natural stone in ages.
Hmm.
Um,
You guys don't do any natural stone?
like armor stone,
Yeah.
if that counts, but no, I try not to.
Why is that?
Uh, I like to get in and out quickly, and if I'm facing any new headaches that I didn't account for monetarily, then I lose it.
Mm.
Like I got enough stress without having to deal with something new. But um, actually, we actually got a job for next spring with tile. Wait, what's that stuff? Porcelain?
Porcelain?
Yeah. And I know that we're doing the job. I just like I'm not wet laying it. We're gonna put it on HPB or whatever like that. And I I'm not nervous for it, but it's gonna be something different.
I'm gonna go to I want to do porcelain too. I'm gonna be going to an event in mid-May somewhere that they're gonna be discussing porcelain.
Maybe I should go to one of those over the winter. That's a smart idea. I never even thought of that.
Where do you? Well, so they're having a porcelain event in Arts tomorrow. You could go there.
Oh yeah, I got invited by my supplier to go to some. I don't know. He had to invite me to it or something. He had like one space, so he invited me. So I think I'm going to be going to that mid-May, 4 to 7 p.m. So that kind of works.
Hmm. Hmm.
PK porcelain, are you going to be doing?
No, no, I'm
No.
doing it. I think we did it on a. I feel like we did it, and it was okay, but it just. I don't know. It
Can you
doesn't.
cut that with a quick cut?
No,
I think it
No.
just chips.
you got to use a
Uh,
grinder
oh,
with a special blade. I
yikes.
maybe I a lot like a lot of it. It's same with natural. At one time, I guess I was more inspired to like try tons of new stuff and try to
Mhm.
get things into a job and you know be like, wow, look at that. And now I don't even like doing a different colored border. It's
I
just a pain in
would
the
tend to
ass.
agree with you now.
It's a
Yeah.
bitch. You gotta like fucking order a different stone and calculate how much of that you're using and
Yeah.
calculate how much of this you're using. And I
Yeah.
just don't have the I don't have the inspiration, I guess, maybe. Like I don't
Do you get mad at Nancy whenever she designs patios with multiple products? Or do you just let her do her thing?
she doesn't
Oh, you got her trained.
she doesn't she well no normally I pick the products because she'll design it and then I'll try to pick products that work. Like we were
Hmm.
talking about that like there was a product that like I changed a whole job around because I was trying to stay within the using this only one brand all the time.
Yeah.
And there's just not that many brands that have a wedge wall anymore,
Hmm.
you know. And
No.
I wanted something I didn't have to cut a lot to curve. It was a Nancy had like a circle fire pit with a circle. So I normally she does the design and then I pick the products that I think will work. And at one time I used to say to the clients, meet us at Arnt's or meet us at
Oh,
the supplier and we'll go there and we'll pick it all out together. And that was like a thing for us. But now 99% of the time people will install whatever you suggest on the quote.
yeah. Yeah.
So I don't and it just eliminates the whole I spent a lot of time walking around Arns picking out products, doing don't do I used to do it for like the small I don't remember the last time we did.
Yeah, that's very time consuming. I used to do
It
the same
just
thing.
Yeah.
Like we'll choose your products together. I absolutely do not have time for that anymore.
I did a lot of natural stone maybe 15 years ago. I had a lot of pictures of it from the original like from like 2000 probably 2002 to say like the early 2000 to 2008 2009 I had a lot of natural stone pictures. We used to do a lot of random flag patios and but it's so painful and time consuming that even if you it just it's and then you do it and someone does it the other I think one of the things that drove me away from natural stone was so many people I don't like the color of that one. And I don't like how
Yeah.
bumpy it is. And like, well, that's the product. It's just natural stone. It's natural. I don't like it though. Can you take out that piece or this? And I was like, fuck this. Concrete pavers are some like at least a 50% chance of them being consistent if they didn't come from a different factory and a different run before we switched sand suppliers. There's like an almost an opportunity of them to be somewhat similar. Whereas natural stone, man, you buy it and the start of the crate is green, and by the time you get to the back of the crate, it's fucking purple.
Yeah. No, thank you.
That's what happens. I think you just lose patience as you get older for stuff, and you don't. I drove by a house today, and it was red tumbled pavers, and every 10 feet in the front walkway, they stopped and laid a couple huge pieces of natural stone, and then started the red tumbled pavers again. It was old. This is an old project. It's not like a recent thing. But as I drove by it, I thought, who the fuck thought that looked good? Because it was clearly professionally done. And then I started thinking, like, are people driving by shit I did 20 years ago going, who the fuck thought that looked good? Because, this style's changed so much. Probably when that natural stone was incorporated into those tumbled pavers, people were just going crazy. Look we're blending the two worlds. The two worlds aren't colliding anymore. They're blending.
They're blending.
And I just drove. I said, wow. I also, driving through the neighborhood today, concluded there's a lot of fucking shit work.
I said that about Kitchener, and you guys jumped down my throat on the first episode.
Well,
So I listened to the first episode today.
No way.
I did.
Why would you
It's
put
funny
yourself through that?
Funny you bring that up because I also found the point where PK bashes the Halliburton landscapers. And it comes exactly at that point where Chad bashes the Kitchener landscapers, and then it comes up later in the episode, Chad talking about Kitchener landscapers, and then PK says some throwaway line about Halliburton landscapers, but it comes up as Chad is bashing the Kitchener landscapers.
Why did I say it?
I think he said something like it's not like Kitchener's a small place and there's not a lot of contractors, like maybe Halliburton or something like that. I think that was the context.
Oh.
So we were in Kitchener 2 weeks ago. And whenever I said it, I didn't mean to say Kitchener landscapers are shitty. I mean, there are a lot of old landscapers.
That's exactly what you
landscapes.
said.
Okay, well, exactly maybe it is what you said.
But to enunciate sort of what I meant on that, there's a lot of old shitty landscapes that need to be redone at this point after, I don't know, 30 years or however they are. But there's some beautiful homes out there. Like, my wife was just happy to drive around neighborhoods and look at old houses.
Why, are you thinking about a big move?
Ooh, nope. Coming out my way?
I'm set here. Like, I'm sitting pretty on my acreage and
you'd never move out of Cornwall?
Would I ever move out of Cornwall?
Yeah.
I would move to America in a heartbeat. I've said it multiple times. Like, if someone wants to sponsor me down somewhere where it doesn't snow, somewhere where I can work all year long, maybe a lead hand position, all I need to make is start me off at 150K, and then I'm yours. Which is, I mean, that's not unreasonable considering I run a multi-million-dollar business. Right. Like, within a few years, I could duplicate that ideally in another market.
I think the American market is different.
How different can it be though? Like, they have all the same equipment. They have all the same.
I ordered a coffee and they gave me a cup of boiling water. That's how fucking different it is. So you think you could reproduce NDL in America within 2 years?
No, I'm not saying within 2. I don't know what the timeline is for that.
5 years?
It took 12 years to bring NDL to this point, right?
But now you have the magic of having done it before.
Isn't that what a fucking guru would tell you? Or they know how to do it, so
you're the one who's guruing and
subscribe to my
business.
No, I'm not asking them to give me money for nothing.
Whose university did you go to last week?
What do you mean? Whose university did I go to? University. No, like I think maybe not to the degree that I built natural design, but I think I I could be an asset to somebody building their business for sure.